Let me ask you something quietly personal. Have you ever cried over something seemingly small? A specific song lyric, an old memory, a fleeting moment of beauty, and immediately judged yourself? Why am I so sensitive? They'll tell you it's weakness, that you need to toughen up. But here's what they don't understand. Your tears aren't a malfunction. They're a feature of your design. If you're a deep thinker, a sensitive mind, someone who feels profoundly, your emotional system isn't broken. It's high resolution. While most people experience emotions in standard definition, you're feeling in 4K. Every detail, every nuance, every layer, amplified. Your tears aren't leaking weakness. They're overflowing depth. Today, we're not just explaining why some people cry more easily. We're exploring why intelligent, deep-feeling minds experience emotion differently, and how what you've been taught is your greatest weakness might actually be your most profound strength. If you've ever apologized for feeling deeply, this changes everything. We've been taught that tears mean loss of control, that they're evidence we can't handle things. But what if we've been interpreting the signal wrong? For the deep-thinking mind, crying isn't collapse, it's completion. Think of it this way. Most emotions are processed internally. But some experiences carry so much meaning, so much layered understanding, that your system can't contain them quietly. The tears? They're not the breakdown. They're the overflow of comprehension. When you cry easily, you're not reacting to life's surface. You're responding to its subtext, the meaning beneath what's happening. That difference changes everything. Neuroscience has a quiet truth about people who feel deeply. Some nervous systems are simply higher resolution. It's not that you feel more than others. You feel in greater detail, where someone else hears a song. You hear the memory it unlocks, the person it reminds you of, the universal truth it whispers. Where someone else sees a beautiful moment. You see the fragility of time, the echo of everything you've loved and lost. This isn't emotional indulgence. This is emotional literacy at a professional level. Your tears aren't a sign you're losing control. They're evidence your system is processing reality in 4D, with dimensions of meaning most never perceive. Here's what happens in a deep thinker's emotional world. Every meaningful experience gets processed at 4 levels simultaneously. The literal level, what happened. The emotional level, how it feels. The philosophical level, what it means about existence. The connective level, how it relates to everything else you know. Most people process at level 1, maybe 2. Deep thinkers, we're running all 4 processors at once. No wonder we fill up faster. No wonder we overflow more easily. Your tears aren't weakness. They're the necessary release valve for a mind that doesn't just experience life, it interprets. Look at who cried easily throughout history. The poets who saw eternity in a flower, the philosophers who felt the weight of human questions, the artists who translated feeling into form. We don't call them weak. We call them visionaries. Yet when you cry at a film or a memory or a moment of connection, suddenly it's too sensitive. That contradiction isn't about your emotional system. It's about our culture's discomfort with depth in everyday life. We celebrate emotional complexity in museums, but medicate it in living rooms. We worship sensitivity in art, but pathologize it in people. Your problem might be that you're human in high resolution in a standard definition world. If you cry easily, the goal isn't to become less sensitive. It's to learn how to hold your sensitivity without breaking. 3 practical shifts. 1. Change the question from "Why am I crying?" to "What just touched me?" Your tears are data points about what matters to you, not about your weakness. 2. Create emotional airlocks. Give yourself permission to feel deeply in private first. Your room, your journal, a quiet walk. Let the feeling move through you without an audience's judgment. 3. Stop apologizing for your resolution. Don't apologize for emotional clarity in an emotionally noisy world. We misunderstand strength. The oak tree seems strong because it's rigid, but in the storm, it's the willow that survives because it bends. Your emotional flexibility isn't fragility, it's resilience in a different form. The people who advance understanding, create beauty, shape culture, they've always been the ones who felt things deeply enough to translate them. Your tears aren't you falling apart. They're evidence of your capacity to be moved. And in a world trying so hard to stay unmoved, that capacity is becoming the rarest, most valuable kind of strength. So if you cry easily, you're not broken. You're not too much. You're not failing at emotional control. You're experiencing reality through a higher resolution lens. Your tears are the overflow of a mind that processes meaning, not just events. Of a heart that connects deeply, not just superficially. Of a nervous system honest enough to express what it actually comprehends. Don't waste energy trying to be less sensitive. Invest energy in understanding what your sensitivity is trying to show you. Because the world doesn't need more people who feel less. It needs more people brave enough to feel fully. Stay gentle. Stay deep. And remember, your tears aren't leaks in the system. They're the system working exactly as designed.